I would say to anyone who's listening this, don't leave your fate in the hands of your parents or your college or your company. Take charge of your life, become better every day in the direction you want to go in. You only have one life to live. So, make it count.
Welcome to episode 5 of the Learn and Unlearn podcast. Today, I'm talking to Harpreet Singh Grover. Harpreet is a co founder and ex CEO of CoCubes, an online assessment platform. He is a co author of the book Let's Build a Company. He's also an entrepreneur and an angel investor. Apart from work, he's a mountaineer and ultra runner. He's passionate about careers and parenting. Let's get started. Welcome, Harpreet. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thanks, Gautam. Good to be here on the podcast. Thank you for taking out time, and a very happy New Year to you.
Thank you and wish you the same as well. To start with, can you please give us an overview of CoCubes?
CoCubes is a company I started about a couple of years after college. The name CoCubes came from the first two letters of three words, connecting colleges and companies. CO was, CO Cubes. Vibhor and I started it. We were roommates in college. We want to do something together. So college ke baad, we went our separate ways and then came together to start this. The goal of the company was, most of the colleges in India are in tier 2 cities, tier 3 cities, while the companies are in tier 1. So can we build a platform to connect both of them? And that is how CoCubes came into being. We ran this for 10 years. Actually, after 5 years, we realized that connecting colleges and companies isn't enough, because even if we connect, then also companies are finding it difficult to hire because because of lack of employability. So इसलिए we transitioned into becoming an assessment company, an online assessment company, and we ran that for another 5 years, and then finally it was bought by Aon Hewitt in 2016.
Mm-hmm. As part of the assessments platform or the online assessments, you or your team would have interacted with a lot of students, colleges, as well as corporates. Did you notice any common areas of improvement or any patterns? Did any patterns come out among students?
Uh, Definitely, yeah. So I think we took about 10, 20 million assessments while we were running CoCubes across hundreds and thousands of companies. So I think the thing that people most miss out are simpler actually. One, I think what they miss out on is practice. There are a lot of bright students who don't clear tests because they haven't practiced enough. And I think, these all these exams are predictable. If you, this is not like life. These exams are much more predictable scenarios. So before you give any assessment, or if there's a dream company that you want to work for, find out what kind of assessment they take and practice that kind of assessment. And I think if you end up going into the exam with practice, you have a much higher chance of clearing it than if you're only an intelligent person attempting it for the first time, because that's not what these exams are measuring. They're measuring whether you can solve a limited number of problems in a limited time. So I think practice is one thing that I saw a lot of students miss out on, because of which they couldn't clear cutoff in one exam or the other. I think this is one. The other thing that I don't see students doing enough is, students are in college and they think कि यार company आएगी and हम exam के लिए बैठेंगे. So they are waiting for a job to come to them. Uh, and we- and and if they get a job, they are happy कि चलो job लग गई, because it's what has been sold to everybody. No, I see very few students trying to say, hey, this is what I want to do, and this is the kind of company I want, and let me spend some time doing research on companies which are not coming to campus. I think one of the best experiences you can have early on in your career is to work for a small company. This necessarily doesn't need to be a startup, but I'm saying a company, which is between 100 to 500 people, where people know each other, the company is still growing. And I think a lot of such companies don't go and do campus hiring. So the onus remains about the student to find such a company. And I don't see many students doing that.
Absolutely. And as you mentioned, it has been sold to us. Yes. Finish your education, get into a job. Please talk about the average mindset or the middle class mindset as you have put it in your book.
Look, absolutely. So I belong to a middle class family, and what is at least my upbringing was, 10th में अच्छे number ले आओ, everything will be good. 12th में अच्छे ले आओ, everything will be good. अच्छे कॉलेज चले जाओ, everything will be good. जॉब ले लो, everything will be good. शादी कर लो, सब ठीक हो जाएगा. सब कुछ अच्छा होगा. बच्चे कर लो, सब अच्छा होगा. And it's like you do this, and after that it'll become better. And I think uh, this progressiveness is part of our education system. First से आप second में जाओगे, second से third में जाओगे, third से fourth में जाओगे, fourth से fifth में जाओगे. This will continue. That this is a continuum. But I don't think it is the case. For if we allow our children and kids to be more curious, I think you can break this mindset and do better in life. You don't need to have a 4 lakh rupee job and then have a 4.4 lakh rupee job, then have a 5.5 lakh rupee job, and then continue down this path. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with this path. I'm just saying that this safe path is not the only option. There are other options that you can take, but you have to look harder and you have to break the thinking that has been imposed on you.
Absolutely. It has a lot to do with the conditioning as well.
Correct.
Apart from this, do you see any other gaps in the current formal education system?
Look, our current education system is from the industrial age, right? It was made to produce clerks, to produce clerks, and so if we wish for people to be part of the machinery, we wish for them to do what has been told, then the current education system works well. There's a beautiful book called Summerhill by A.S. Neil. Summerhill is the oldest free school in the world, as old as Shantiniketan, I think, and there is a quote in it, which A.S. Neil says that most of us want to raise our kids like dogs. What does it mean? It's a controversial quote, कि बेटा इधर आओ बैठो, बेटा अंकल को नमस्ते बोलो, right?
Right.
That is what we want, but we should expect and raise our kids to be like cats, so that they have their own character, that they do whatever they want to do. But this scares most of us. So, and our education system is made to produce obedient people. If we want our kids to be curious, if we want our children to be bold, then we have to follow their curiosity. We need an education system where asking the right question is more valuable than giving the right answer. And all of this requires that uh, trust our children a lot.
So I read this somewhere that we start school with a lot of questions, but we end up becoming answering machines.
Correct.
What do you think is the role of parents and teachers in changing all this?
I think parents and teachers have a very, very large role because, when a child is growing up, then they create 90% of the environment. So I think they play the most important role. Actually, if I take two incidents that actually changed my life, one was in class seventh. I was an average student. I always used to get between 60 to 70%. I remember taking report cards home and waiting के घर वाले बोलेंगे कि ये कितने कम नंबर लेके आए हो. And I didn't believe. I thought I was an average student, and I remember this seventh class parent teacher meeting, and parents walking me to the parent teacher meeting and meeting the class teacher, and the class teacher was the English teacher, and she said to my parents for the first time, "Okay, Harpreet is a good student. He knows English well." And he's a good student. I remember this line that he's a good student. And this particular line just inspired me with confidence. It actually told me that I could be something in life, that I could do something, that I was not average. Nothing wrong with average, but I'm saying at that point, average is drilled into you saying it's a bad word. But for the first time, I realized that I had capability, and I think that has had a profound effect on where I've come in my life. So, there's an example of how teachers can, even through words and not even teaching, do so much for kids and create the right environment. The second example, that I remember is, when I was preparing for IIT, and I wasn't very serious in preparing. And I used to tell my mom I want to go play table tennis in the club, and she would say, "ठीक है, जाना एक घंटे में आ जाना." And I used to go and not come back for 3 4 hours. And I used to keep playing, 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 and she said ki aa jaya karo, pad lo. Then one day, I said I'm going, and she said okay, and I, instead of 1 hour, played 2 3 hours. And then just as I was coming down, this club was 5 kilometers away. This is a time when we went on rickshaws and cycles. uh, as I was coming down from the wooden stairs, I saw my mom sitting there on a chair, and I think she had been sitting there for 2 3 hours. Like, she 1 घंटे में घर नहीं आया तो मॉम रिक्शा करके वहां पे आ गई और नीचे बैठ गई बस. And I felt just ashamed of that. She wants me to do well, and she's taking these pains to communicate a message to me, and I'm not understanding. So actually, that day I became serious about preparing for IIT, and eventually got into IIT Bombay. So the point I wanted to make was, I think the role of parents and teachers is like extremely important in the life of a child.
Very true. We see a lot of hoardings outside educational institutions. I recently came across this saying, be job ready in X months. So what is your definition of being job ready? Because it is not just subject matter expertise. There are a lot of things that actually defines being job ready.
I agree with you, yeah. But look, if you think that, let's say, who's a good teacher, right? One who knows the subject, let's say the chemistry. So who's a good teacher? जिसको chemistry पूरी आती है, is he a good teacher? Or is there a person who can communicate really well? Is he a good teacher? So who would like to be taught from? Somebody who knows the subject matter but doesn't have good communication skills. Somebody who has great communication skill but knows, chemistry average. The point is, there is no right answer there. You need both of them very well for a teacher to be a rock star teacher, right? He should know the subject, and he or she should be able to communicate well. The reason I mention this is that to be excellent in a job, you need multiple things, right? You need to have everything to be excellent in your job. But the question you ask and what people advertise is job ready. So job ready is subjective. What is job ready for TCS might not be job ready for Amazon. That might not be job ready for Google, might not be job ready for another startup, right? So, job excellence needs a lot of things. Job ready is actually very subjective and depends from company to company. I think it's difficult to find the perfect candidate for each job. Both soft skills and hard skills are important. Most institutes impart you with generally the hard skills, leave out the soft skills. But I think, as an individual, you should have enough of both to be good at a job.
That's true. What would be your advice to the youth who aspire to make a difference to the country and to the world?
Yeah, you make this sound like this is coming from an old man. Huh? I'm not that old, quite youthful. So,
But you have a lot of experience.
that is true. That doesn't make me old. So, so I'm saying, but I'm just kidding here. But let me share the advice that my father gave me when I was little. He told me a poem which I remember quite well, and I say to myself quite often. It goes like, he said, day by day, in every way, I am becoming better and better. It is 4 lines uh, that my father told me, and I think this is a good way to live life. Day by day, in every way, I am becoming better and better. And if you can continue to learn, if you can continue to learn every day, then I think you'll be excited every day and you'll become better and better. And as we become a better version of ourselves, we can look back and see that we have gone so far. Not in terms of where society wants us to go, but where we wanted to go. So, I would say to anyone who's listening this, don't leave your fate in the hands of your parents or your college or your company. Take charge of your life, become better every day in the direction you want to go in. You only have one life to live. So, make it count. Do not go gentle into the night, and do whatever you think you want to do.
That's wonderful, Harpreet. Coming back to your book, Let's Build a Company, minus the bullshit.
Yeah.
So I loved one chapter called We Do Things Just Because We Can.
Yeah.
It has changed a lot of things for me. So would you like to talk about it?
Uh, I actually thought about it once I was on a flight to meet a client in Chennai. I had only one meeting that day, and I was flying from Gurgaon to Chennai for that meeting, and I realized कि मैं क्यों जा रहा हूँ? I'm actually, this is the client, is an important client, but maybe I could have just done this over the phone, or maybe the local person could have done it. But I am able to fly from because I'm able to fly from Delhi to Chennai because technology has advanced. Hence, I'm doing and making this trip. If Delhi to Chennai took 5 days, maybe neither the client will ask me to come, and neither would I think I need to go, and maybe business will still happen. So I think we do a lot of things in our lives just because we can, because the phone is in our hands, because we are sometimes too afraid to be idle, both in body and mind. We do a lot of things, and I think it is good to step back, reflect on why we are doing what we are doing, rather than just continue to do. uh, that's the message at least that I wanted to communicate when I wrote that chapter.
That's beautiful. Thanks a lot. It has been a wonderful discussion and very insightful.
Hey, thank you, Gautam. All the best, and to anybody who's listening to this, Happy New Year. Wish you the very best, and I hope you guys have a adventurous year ahead.
Thanks, Harpreet. Thanks for listening. If you like this episode, please share it with others. I'll see you in the next episode.